Back when I was a kid, it seems like everybody had a grandma who baked cookies and just smothered them in great big hugs. But I didn't get one of those. I got a beautiful grandmother that I called Dandy, and I have no idea why, but she seemed aloof and like she was always judging me, and I didn't quite cut it. The good thing is that you don't miss what you never had, so I accepted my lovely grandmother exactly the way she was. When I got word a couple of weeks ago it was, that she died, I hadn't seen or heard from her in, oh my goodness, decades. I'm the only one left in the family, so her attorney had tracked me down, and he asked if I wanted to go through the things left in her attic. Everything else she'd given to charity or to close friends, he said. He also said I needed to get there right away because the house, it was about to be leveled to make room for a freeway. It's just an 18-hour trip from where I live outside Kansas City to Dandy's house in Tampa, Florida. But it turned out to be an 18-hour time tunnel, taking me back to where I hadn't been since I was a child. There was sure a lot of construction on the highway between the two places. And I remember that road. Remember it being lined with willow trees. I do. And those are all gone now. All replaced by miles and miles of monotonous turnpikes. I remember going from state to state, feeling the difference in the air when you made the change, when you went over that state line. And going into the South, there were acres of cotton, and there was a scent to it. And those Burma shave signs. Oh my goodness, they kept everybody howling as we shouted out the funny sayings that were printed on them. Now, no more Burma shave, just service centers and fast food places that look like one another all across the country. My dad used to say to follow a truck driver if you wanted to find a really good meal while you're traveling. He said they had the best ones all staked out. Gentlemen of the highway, they were called back then. The first one to give you a hand if you had a problem. It wasn't exactly what I encountered on my 18-hour excursion. Anyway, I made it. But I did have a little trouble after I got off the main boulevard. I couldn't find the sign that said Giddens, Giddens. Now, where was that? Then I saw a side street that was lined with 1940-style bungalows. And I knew then that I was in the right place. Oh, my goodness. I recognize that house, that one on the corner. Yeah. Grandma's friend, what was her name? Thelma Baker. Thelma Baker lived there. My goodness, it looks vacant now. Gosh, I remember she had a flag in her front window that had 3 stars on it. One for each son serving in the military. That was back in World War II. One of the blue stars had a gold one over it. Mama said that meant that one of the sons had been killed in action. As I remember now, let's see, the Baker place, that was about 4 doors down from my grandparents. Oh, it should be. Yes, there it is. There it is. A yellow brick bungalow with white trim. Oh my goodness, I've got butterflies in my stomach. So many memories that I didn't even know I had. My goodness. Pulling up under this portico. It seems so familiar even after all this time. I can't even tell you how many times Daddy parked our black Hudson right here where I'm parking now. The place looks like it always looked. Yeah, I'm trying not to notice that the giant oaks, those kind with the long beards of moss, they used to fill the otherwise empty lot next door, and they're gone. So's the tire swing. Oh, let's see where the keys are. Oh, here they are. Oh my goodness. Boy, this living room, it sure brings back memories. I wonder, is it my imagination, or does it really still have our lavender scent? Oh, there's the dining room. Boy, lots of good stories around that table on Sunday afternoons. And here's the kitchen. Boy, that looks different now. Built-ins. Grandma didn't have those. Now let's go see what's in the attic. Whew, hot up here. Yeah, it's because there's only one window. It's probably painted shut over there on that far wall. Wonder where the light switch. Oh, there's a chain. There's a chain hanging from a bear bulb. Huh, that's better. My goodness. Lots of things I never saw before, but some of the other, like that, what was it called? A Treadle sewing machine. Oh my goodness, I can't believe she'd still have that. And look at that, a couple of old hat boxes. And here's a Sears catalog. Oh, and my word, that beautiful old cabinet radio. My goodness. Oh, and there's Pop's favorite wing chair over there. Pop, that was my granddad. Oh my goodness, let's put it over here by this. Let's put it by the cabinet radio. I can almost see him sitting there. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow, it's still comfy. Sometimes I get crabby about old age. I keep thinking it's creeping in on me, but right now, I am so happy that I lived in a time that was, I don't know, so different from now. And I can appreciate those differences, not because somebody reads something to me out of a history book, but because I was there to live history. Of course, we don't know it's history at the time. It's just another day, another week. But this chair and that radio, that reminds me of 1945. Mom and I used to come here a lot then. Daddy, he was away at the war, he was in the Seabees. He never really talked about his experiences, except he did tell one story about one time when he and his buddy, they were stationed in the Azores. They went to a clearing in the jungle where the company had rigged up a makeshift shower. And he said he was about ready to strip when he realized that he had left the soap behind. And he knew it wouldn't take him, not even 3 minutes to make the round trip, and so he took off. And when he got back, he found his buddy stabbed to death, the enemy bayonet still in his chest. Mom had bought me a wave uniform for little girls that she found in a catalog. Wave, that's the female side of the Navy. Oh my, I was so proud to get dressed up and take my battery-operated radio out to the courtyard, and it was in front of the apartment that we lived in. And I'd set that radio on a concrete bench. Then I'd turn it to any one of dozens of stations that played military band music. And I'd march up and down that courtyard with my heart swelled so full of pride for my country and love for my brave daddy. The whole country, it just seemed to me to be filled with friends with a common bond. A daddy, a husband, father, son, daughter, grandson. Everybody had someone fighting in the war. People joined the service then because we'd been bombed and our servicemen killed in Hawaii in what became known as the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, when the Japanese blasted the sleepy island with kamikaze pilots on a peaceful Sunday morning. Oh, the whole country rallied as a family and formed a service of determined men and women, supported by equally determined loved ones back home. And we were united in spirit. Our movies united us. Our newspapers and radio programs, they united us. We were one in our pledge to keep peace in our country and to bring it to countries who desperately needed our help. I heard the grown-ups talk about it a lot, relatives and friends around the dining room table. And I remember Mother breaking into tears when we heard on the radio that President Roosevelt had died earlier that day. That was April the 12th, 1945. Well, I knew he was our president, but we weren't related. I couldn't figure out why Mama was crying like that. And then she said, well, think how you would feel if you heard your daddy died. That's what our president is to me. Like so many others waiting for loved ones to come home, it had crossed my mind that Daddy might be killed, but I'd shoo that thought away before it got too vivid. Later, I learned more exact figures, but I always knew that most of the men in our country were in uniform, that most of them were serving somewhere overseas. I learned from history what I should know just because I was there living through it. On May 8th, for instance, Germany finally surrendered, but Japanese, they stepped up their assaults. Our movie newsreels, they were filled with images of Americans dying overseas. And my stomach, it would just clutch up in a knot, and I'd have to run to the ladies' room where I'd cry my heart out. Any one of those scenes might have my daddy in it, and we just hadn't gotten word yet. Oh, wow. Our new president, Harry Truman, I remember hearing him pray publicly for wisdom. We had the atomic bomb, but he desperately did not want to use it. Now, that bomb, it was to have been a deterrent, like when you do something naughty and your mom or dad says as they flip that slender reed against their ankle, "Don't make me use this." Well, Truman wanted the world to know that we were holders of a guarantee for peace. We had the most powerful bomb ever devised by man, and we did not want to use it. For days and days, our military dropped pamphlets and leaflets written in Japanese on the towns of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, urging them to please stop the bombing and to leave their home to seek safety in other villages. Military negotiations increased, but the Japanese continued a ruthless rampage against Americans and their allies. Then finally, on August 10th, 1945, the atomic bomb fell on those two cities. And then World War II ended. 3% of the world population had perished in the bloodshed. That's 70 to 80 million people who gave their lives to keep our country free. I can still close my eyes right now, and I see me coloring or drawing at the dining room table, and Pop in his chair that I'm sitting in now. He'd read the paper until the evening news came on. Then he'd put it aside and he'd lean forward, elbows on his knees.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Drew Pearson.
Listening.
Allied Headquarters, Paris. Hitler's doctor, Major Erwin Geising, has just captured by the American Army, denies emphatically that Hitler could have died of cerebral hemorrhage. Dr. Geising took care of Hitler when he was wounded from a bomb last July and says he could easily identify him from the scars. There have now been 2 different official versions of Hitler's death. Personally, I won't believe either version unless the body is found. The easiest way for any criminal to escape is to put out the story that he is dead. Chung King.
Dandy and Mom would be finishing up the dinner dishes, and then they'd sit at the kitchen table and they'd talk and talk and talk like what seemed forever. Pop, he would take a favorite book with him into the bedroom he shared with Dandy, and I was left to listen to the radio. I was alone now in the front part of the house, and it was Tuesday, my favorite night of the week, my favorite hour of the night. I'd turn the dial to CBS, and then I'd crouch behind Pop's big chair, prepared to be thoroughly scared out of my wits, covered with goosebumps, for the next 30 minutes.
Inner Sanctum Mysteries, starring Miriam Hopkins. Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum. This is your host, Raymond, ready as always to provide you with your weekly ration of screams, gurgles, and blood. All in a spirit of gentle fun. I have no other object in mind, except to reduce you to sniveling wrecks of nerves and shudders. Have you got a white sheet handy? You might wrap it around yourself in case a ghost shows up. You'll think you're in the business and pass right on through you.
Now, Mr. Raymond, don't be so silly. You know there are no such things as ghosts.
Who said that? Oh, hello, Mary Bennett. So you don't believe in ghosts, huh? And, what's that standing behind you, huh?
Oh! Oh, you shouldn't have done that, frightening me that way. Shame on you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mary. Can I make amends? Now, be calm, be calm. There's nobody standing behind you. At least nobody you can see. At the edge of a lake, in a small New England town, 2 men are busy digging an excavation.
Must have been like a cave around here once, huh?
Yeah, old Miss Bristow used to own this property before she sold it to this here city man who's building.
There used to be a fine apple orchard right up there. And was all fine trees once.
Well, let's dig. That's what we're getting paid for.
What's the matter with you, Paulie?
Look down there what I just hit with my shovel.
Huh? Oh, bone. Oh, some cow, I expect.
Cow? That ain't no cow bone, Jerry.
Hey, Paulie.
Huh?
Look at this with the bone.
Yeah, I see it. And you call that a cow bone now?
No, I don't.
This here must have been a graveyard once.
This here was never no graveyard. The river used to come right up to here almost before the big flood. Before they built the dam.
Hey, what are you doing?
Get your coat and hat.
You bringing that with you?
Of course I am. Hat and this.
Yeah, but there must be a skull here, too.
Of course there must be. But we don't have to look for that, Polly. That ain't our job. Come on.
Jerry and me was digging away there, Mr. Warren, down towards the river. And all of a sudden, Jerry kind of yelled. And when I asked him what's the matter, he shows me this leg bone. So I looks, and there's the skeleton right at his feet.
I see.
So I figure you being the county attorney here, you're the man who ought to know first.
Yes. Now, this place by the river that you're talking about, it's the land that city man bought to build a home on?
Yeah, that's right. He bought it from old Miss Emily Bristow. And then we found this, too. Around the, well, I guess you'd call it the neck. That is where the neck would be. Is there anything wrong, Mr. Warren?
Where did you say you found this bone and this necklace?
Well, Jerry and me is making a trench for a water pipe, and we're digging where the old riverbank used to be. Right near the river edge.
Leave the necklace with me. If I need any more help, I'll get in touch with you. That's all.
Yeah, yes, sir.
40 years. 40 years. Emily Bristow.
What do you want with me after 40 years, Andrew?
Look, Emily.
Well, these are old woman's eyes.
Look closer.
Take that away. Take it away.
The bark oak necklace, Emily. Do you remember? Presented to Miss Emily Bristow on her 24th birthday by Andrew Warren.
Where did you get it, Andrew?
It was found at the river edge on the property you've just sold.
Daisy. Daisy.
It's come back to us, Emily. After all these years. It's come back to us. The bark oak necklace. The necklace that meant the death of your sister, Daisy.
Oh, Andrew. Oh, Andrew, darling.
Daisy, there aren't two people anywhere as happy as we are.
Of course not. May I tell Emily?
Why, yes, I suppose so. After all, she's your sister. She should know. Good night, darling.
Look at that moon.
Smiling at you.
Oh. I'm going to close my eyes, and I won't open them until you're down the road out of sight.
Good night, sweetheart.
Oh. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night, moon. Oh! Young ladies shouldn't stand staring at the moon that way. Oh, Emily. You frightened me so. Did I? You had a nice drive with Andrew in the moonlight, I hope. Mm-hmm. Emily. Andrew. Yes? Andrew and we're... Oh, darling. How will I ever stop my heart from beating so? I can't let me say it for you. You're engaged. There you are. It was easy, wasn't it? For you? You've no idea how easy it was for me.
Emily.
Right here.
Emily. I wanted to see you so badly.
She's already told me, Andrew.
Emily, I want you to understand about this. I know how this must hurt you.
You've got to break it off. You've got to. You can't marry her. Andrew, listen to me. Please. Please marry me. I beg you.
Emily, we must be sensible.
I beg you.
If you love me, Emily, you must let me do what I feel is right.
I can't let you marry Daisy. You're mine. I must have you. If not me, Andrew, no one. No one else at all.
It's too late now. Forgive me.
I'll never forgive you. And I'll never let you go.
Emily.
Never. 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 Emily, are you asleep?
Go to bed, Daisy.
Oh, Emily, don't be cross. I can't sleep.
You can't sleep.
No, I'm so excited. Why, Emily, you're still dressed, too.
Oh, so I am.
What's the matter, dear? Don't you feel well?
Oh, I feel very well. Thank you, Daisy.
Emily, what's the matter? Why do you use that tone with me? Oh, darling, you're not feeling well, are you? I can tell by the look on your face. Oh, come on. Come on out into the night. The moon is full, and let's walk up to the apple orchard. After all, Emily, even though we're going to be separated, it won't be forever.
Aren't you afraid to be out here at night?
Afraid? Afraid of what?
We are at the end of the apple orchard. There's the little patch that goes down the river. I think you'd better go back now.
I go back? Well, what'll you do?
I'm going to stay here.
I wouldn't dream of going back to the house alone.
I thought you weren't afraid.
All alone? Of course I'd be afraid all alone.
Daisy, I don't want you to marry Andrew.
Emily? You know what you've just said?
Certainly.
Why, Oh, Emily, I'm surprised at you. Well, you're jealous.
That's right. I want you to write to Andrew and tell him that you've thought it over and that you've decided you don't love him and you're not going to marry him.
How dare you speak to me that way? Now get out of my way. I'll never talk to you again as long as I live.
Have you thought that you mayn't have very long to live?
Emily! Emily, I'll scream.
No, you won't scream. You won't scream at all, and do you know why? Down in that little pigeon heart of yours, you're frightened.
Frightened? Let go of my arms. You're hurting me. You're out of your mind,
I'll
Emily.
let you go when you promise to write that letter.
I promise. I promise, Emily. Now let go of me.
As soon as we get back.
Yes.
And don't you dare breathe a word of this to anyone ever as long as you live.
I promise.
Now, I think we understand who loves Andrew.
Yes.
I'll let you go. You don't know how close you came. Come back here, Daisy. You'd run away, would you?
Emily! Emily, I wasn't running away. Please let me go.
Oh.
What are you doing with that necklace? Emily, no!
I knew I couldn't trust you. I knew I never should have told you.
Help! Stop, Emily! You're choking me. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Daisy, get up. Get up this minute and stop teasing me. You're not hurt that bad, and you know you're not. Please get up, Daisy. You're frightening me. Daisy, you're acting just as though you were dead.
I am dead, Emily. You murdered me. You strangled me with the bog oak necklace.
You see, you wouldn't be talking to me if you were dead.
You've killed your own sister, Emily, because you were jealous.
That voice, that's Daisy's voice. But your lips are not moving. How can you be speaking to me, Daisy, when your lips are not moving?
They'll find me here in the orchard with your necklace around my neck. And they'll know you did it. And they'll punish you. You'll never be allowed to marry Andrew.
I will marry him. I will. Oh, what am I saying? Who am I talking to? Somebody's speaking to me with Daisy's voice.
And all your life I'll be speaking to you. Just like this. Because you murdered me with the bog oak necklace.
I must do something. I must get some help. Somewhere I must get some help. She can't be dead. I just pulled the necklace a little bit, not tightly at all.
You pulled it very tightly, Emily. Look at my neck and you'll see. You'll see how tightly you twisted the necklace.
Stop it. Stop talking to me.
I'll never leave you, Emily. Never as long as you live.
You are dead, aren't you? I murdered you. Something dreadful will happen to me. I've got to do something. What can I do? The river. I'm near the river. Stones, yes. With twine. Strong twine wound around the stones, and I could tie the stones to her, and I could throw her into the water from the crag on the hill, and the stones would make her sink to the bottom, and then she'd never come back. Never. And who would know?
You know, Emily.
Maybe when I get back to her, she'll be moving and I'll talk to her. No, she is dead. She is... Oh, I'm running in the wrong direction. It was over there that I killed her. It couldn't have been because she's not there. She was right here. Daisy's gone. She got up and walked away somewhere. She's alive.
Emily. I found her, Emily. Strangled to death.
I know nothing about it.
What are you doing then with that twine in your hand? You wanted to tie stones to her, didn't you? Throw her in the river.
I killed her because I was jealous. You're as guilty as I am. Because you should have married me.
Yes, I am as guilty as you are. What will become of me now? All my hopes, my ambitions.
If we can get rid of the body, then we can get married after all. It'll only take a little while for people to forget, and then we can go away somewhere. Begin
I never want to
over.
look at you again as long as I live. I hate you. I came back here to speak to you again. I wanted to tell you I'd done a wrong thing. That I ought to marry you. I wanted to arrange with you about Daisy. How we could tell her without hurting her too much. I was heading toward your window when I saw her. Strangled with a bog oak necklace.
What have you done with it?
Exactly what you planned to do. Because no woman would have the strength to do it. I had rope in my rowboat. I tied stones to the body. Rowed a bit into the river with it. Dropped it overboard. The plan works, you're safe. If it doesn't, he'll die. And I'll go to prison. I'm going now. The moon is down already. Soon it will be dawn.
The necklace. What did you do with the necklace?
I left it where it was. Around her neck.
That sound, the sound the necklace makes. I have heard it every night for 40 years. 40 years. Now she's come back to us. To me. Tell me, Andrew, where was it found?
She's been there, at the bottom of the river all this time.
Oh.
During the flood last year, the skeleton must have been swept into that old sewer. Twine probably rotted away a long time ago. That's the only explanation I can give.
Watching. Down there at the bottom of the river, watching.
I'm going now, Emily. It's probably the last time we'll ever see each other. I'll leave the necklace with you. It was to you I gave it 40 years ago.
Emily.
What's that?
What?
The voice. Her voice.
I'm going.
Don't leave me, Andrew. Don't leave me.
He'll leave us, Emily. He'll leave the two sisters alone. Together.
Andrew!
We're alone now, Emily. Just as we used to be. You and I and the necklace.
No.
Come, Emily, let's take a walk as we used to in the old apple orchard.
No. No.
Come. It's getting dark.
No, I've not been near that orchard in 40 years.
Come, Emily, with me.
But I'm old.
No, you're young. As young as I am. Come with me. We'll tell each other little secrets, won't we, Emily? Just as we used to.
Yes.
The crickets will be chirping and the moon coming up, all as it used to be.
Yes.
And you'll be wearing your necklace, the bog oak necklace that Andrew gave you when he thought he loved you instead of me. You'll wear it the way you used to when you'd steal up there to the orchard to meet him. Remember? When he used to roll to the bottom of the hill and wait for you, and you could stand in the orchard until you heard him whistle.
Yes.
Emily.
Yes.
You've forgotten something.
Forgotten.
The necklace. The bog oak necklace.
Oh.
Wear it, Emily. Dear Emily. Wear it. Come, Emily, come.
I can't run as fast as I...
Come, Emily,
Yes, dear.
come. He's waiting.
Yes.
Listen.
Oh.
Andrew's whistling for you. Answer it, dear. Go on.
I can't whistle. That's strange.
You must run faster, Emily, faster. Oh, you must run so much faster. Through the apple trees, bending beneath the branches. He may not wait. Listen. He's angry with you because you're keeping him waiting.
All out of breath. These apple trees. The branches, they're in my way. I can't bend over.
Faster. He may run off with Daisy.
No. I'm coming, Andrew. I'm coming. Wait for me, Andrew. Wait for...
Oh, that necklace. Emily, you caught it in a branch. Turn around, Emily. Turn around. And loosen it. Turn quickly, Emily. That's the way my voice sounded one night long ago. When I wore the bog oak necklace. When I, too, was strangled by the bog oak necklace. Come, sister. Come. It's so cool here in the river.
The first to strangle, I'd appreciate your angle. And when I learn that it's now my turn, I'll gargle as nice as you. They say... Of course, I just tell you what the gossip is in the morgues I visit. They say that Daisy and Emily can be seen almost any moonlit night. Skull gently touching skull, floating through the old apple orchard as of yore. Outside of rattling a bit when the wind blows, they're very nice and companionable, especially on dark nights. And in the summer, you can always use them for scarecrows in your victory garden. Good night. Pleasant dreams.
Hey, thank you for letting me share all of that with you. I hope you enjoyed hearing it as much as I enjoyed living it. And if you did, would you send me a signal by subscribing to this channel? Yeah, it's free, and it really would mean the world. Oh, and don't let me get out of here without letting you know who made all this possible. A big, big thanks to Joseph for his technical help, but also to Peter Herman on Unsplash for the terrific cover graphic, and to David Fesliyan, of course, of Fesliyan Studios for the beautiful theme titled Lovers. Inner Sanctums, the Bog Oak Necklace, was provided by Radio Echoes, originally broadcast on CBS in 1945. Well, I guess it's time to leave Grandma's attic for now, but there's more stuff up here to go through, so I'll be back. And I hope you will be too. Till then, God bless.